Ugh, where to begin? Happy Monday, literary geeks. I hope you are all having a delightful start of the school year. I know I am. In the theme and vein of new beginnings, let's talk about some ways to start off your book, because there's plenty of videos on how to make a perfect first sentence and what you should include in the first paragraph and the first chapter and etc. I wanted to kind of condense some of these options into 5 types of ways that you can begin your book. The first way you can open your book is with a teaser. This is my favorite personal kind because it allows you to open a book and throw the reader into a scenario in which they know nothing, and it's a little bit of like a shock value. You can inform something about the world or the situation that the characters find them in immediately as the book opens. For example, in The Falconer by Elizabeth May, I've memorized their every accusation. Murderess. She did it. She was crouched over her mother's body, covered in blood. This gives a small glimpse into what the character is going through without revealing too much of the world or even what her name is, and you automatically want to know more. Why is she being called a murderess? If you want to read about cool Scottish steampunk fairies, you'll have to find out. The second kind of opening I feel is used more in regular fiction. Circe by Madeline Miller opens, ooh, so shiny, is opened by an autobiographical type first paragraph, where the main character is talking about her life and the past and how she became the person that she is today. When I was born, the name for what I was did not exist. They called me a nymph, assuming I would be like my mother and aunts and 1,000 cousins. Least of the lesser gods, our powers were so modest they could scarcely ensure our eternities. If you're writing from the perspective of an older character looking back, if you're doing anything historical, or you want a more traditional fairy tale story-like structure, try an autobiographical beginning. The third way that you can open your book is a little bit controversial because I know some people really like this and it's totally encouraged to do that, and some other people do not like this at all, and some agencies do not like you doing this, but it is the talker, opening a book with a sentence. For example, everybody knows about City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. A classic opens with a talking sentence that goes like this. "You've got to be kidding me," the bouncer said, folding his arms across his massive chest. He stared down at the boy in the red zip-up jacket and shook his shaved head. You can't bring that thing in here. If you want to throw your reader directly into a conversation, or you want them to understand the more normal everyday things that someone would talk about, maybe open your book with a talking sentence. Number 4 is something that's used a little bit more in mystery thriller novels, and that is to announce something at the beginning of your book. Someone themselves telling the reader something. Not to be confused with the autobiographical, which is more of a passive telling. This is more of a present telling. For example, in The Truth About Alice by Jennifer Matthew, we open with the main character named Elaine saying, "I, Elaine O'Dia, am going to tell you 2 definite, absolute, indisputable truths." We are starting a book announcing our intentions, and we know that there's going to be some kind of structure to this book based on the way that she sets up telling these truths. And the 5th way to open your book is to set the scene, something that I am very guilty of. For example, in Cress by Marissa Mayer, her satellite made 1 full orbit around planet Earth every 16 hours. It was a prison that came with an endlessly breathtaking view, vast blue oceans and swirling clouds and sunrises that set half the world on fire. Because so much of this book is our main character dealing with her surroundings and adapting to new worlds and new places, having an opening sentence with her already talking about a place that means so much to her and takes so much up of her life makes a lot more sense than if it were to open with a talking sentence of her saying, you know, play me some music. So there you have it. There are 5 ways to open your novel in case you want to start something new. These, of course, are just suggestions. I'm sure there's a couple other ones, but I tried to narrow it down into a comprehensible list for all of you because I know that myself, all my brain power is going to be going to school, and so I just need everything that I consume to be as straightforward as possible so I can focus on writing all these freaking essays. Make sure to tune into our live chat at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube. We are going to be having a party, so bring your pajamas, bring your popcorn, bring your wine if you're of legal drinking age, and we're just gonna have a grand old time, and I hope to see you guys all there.